Good morning, Caldwell Chamber members and following. This is Faith Calloway. I am here with Brian Moore and Nora Trainum with the Blood Connection. We're going to talk a little bit with you today about the Caldwell Chamber Blood Drive we are having on Friday, July the 24th here at the Chamber office. Good morning, Miss Nora.
Good morning, Faith. Good morning, Brian. Thanks for having me here today.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Miss Nora, we want to hear a little bit more about the Blood Connection and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So the Blood Connection is a human biologics collector, very similar to the American Red Cross and other agencies that collect blood for hospital and patient use. We are the primary provider to the UNC health system, including Caldwell Memorial Hospital right there in Lenoir in Caldwell County. So I hope that answers that question.
That does. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about the blood drive you're having with us. We are probably, if you're not able to make it out to July 24th's blood drive, we're probably going to have a couple more coming up. So you'll talk just a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So our inaugural blood drive with the Caldwell Chamber of Commerce, like you said, is on Friday, July 24th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have one of our mobile collection units out there on site. And we are shooting for a goal of 27 units that day to help provide blood for hospitals and patients in need during this time. We have hopefully set up an ongoing event with you guys where the fourth Friday of every month would give people in the Caldwell County area and surrounding areas an opportunity to know that there's always going to be a place to come and donate. So I hope that is helpful.
That is very helpful.
So aside from your normal, you guys usually give out a gift card of some sort or, a incentive, if you will, excuse me, to come out and donate. But something a little bit interesting is included with this blood drive specifically. Could you tell us a little bit more about the antibodies testing?
Yes, Faith. So like you said, in addition to that, thank you, that give back, because we realize donors are giving of themselves, not just their time, but literally their blood, their life force for somebody that they don't even know who's in need. We are providing COVID-19 antibody testing for all donors right now. We are trying to identify people who are currently making that antibody, probably due to previous exposure that they aren't aware of, to identify people or donors who would be able to provide us with their plasma for patients who are currently sick in the hospital from coronavirus due to COVID-19 exposure. It's another wonderful way that blood donation allows us to have people help more people. And when we think of blood donation, we usually think of the red stuff. We don't think of the antibodies, the white cells, the plasma, the platelets, all of those other ways that patients can be served. So blood is important for many different reasons for many different patients.
That's really great. I was so excited that you guys were including that for your donors for this blood drive specifically. I've never given blood myself, so I was really interested in that alone. So I may be encouraged to give blood and find out if I am immune, or not immune, excuse me, if I'm carrying any of those antibodies for COVID-19. I'm very interested to find out.
Well, we'd love to have your support as a first-time donor, and I'm happy to encourage you and help give you suggestions for how to have a great first-time donation as well. And we know that a lot of people are coming out because of their curiosity about whether or not their body is making that antibody. But regardless of somebody's inspiration for why they want to come, some facts that I like to share with people are, every donation, every 1 unit whole blood donation, so it's basically a 16-ounce water bottle of blood that you would share, allows us to help up to 3 patients because of how we're able to separate those components in our lab, Because blood, when you separate it into the three main components, the red cells, the plasma, the platelets, you can serve different patients with different needs when we're able to start doing that. And that's one of the things that we do here. And your one donation, because you might be curious about the antibody, could actually end up helping up to 3 people, Faith. And that's a pretty powerful thing, especially when you think of how a patient can't always help themselves.
Yes. So we're saving lives, serving the local community because you're providing to our Caldwell UNC healthcare system,
Yes.
and getting a little incentive ourselves.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add as far as like, I had started to say, am I immune to COVID because I carry these antibodies? Do you have any commentary on that? Because I think as a general public, that's what we think. If I carry these antibodies, I'm immune. And I noticed in the flyer that you guys provided for us for the blood drive that was one of the things that it does mention on there.
Yeah, so antibodies and immunity, this does go to a very different conversation, and I'll try to keep it very simple. Think of how we get a seasonal flu vaccine. Okay, so the majority of us have had the flu at some point in our lifetimes. Wouldn't it be fantastic if once you got the flu, you were always immune to it? And that's because the virus can change, it can evolve, but then our body doesn't keep lifetime immunity. It's not always cranking out those antibodies to that flu virus. So we're still learning a lot more about COVID-19. It's only been a matter of months. We don't have all of the information yet to know that if a person is exposed and their body starts making those antibodies, we don't know how long that immunity truly lasts. So that's why we're not using terminology like immunity. We're just saying producing antibodies. But there are other things, like when you think of people getting their childhood vaccines, some of those do offer lifetime immunity. So different viruses and the different antibodies, we know we've had enough time to discover whether or not we have lifetime immunity or whether or not it's something that it's just temporary. I hope that answers that question. I could go on more, but that's not exciting.
Yes, thank you. That really helped me to understand a bit more.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Brian, did you have anything to add or ask for Miss Nora?
Well, I'm excited not only about this event, but the regular events that we'll do here at the Chamber. And thank you for partnering with us from the Blood Connection and the Chamber. It's a great opportunity to serve our community, and that's what our goal is. And tell us a little bit right now, Nora, about supply and demand, because there are times when the supply is low, but the demand is high. And I think we're in that same situation right now where there's no lack of need for blood supply. Can you share us a little bit of information from your perspective on the front lines?
Yes, I definitely, although I wouldn't consider myself a frontline person, I think of our hospital personnel and our nurses, our doctors, PAs, nurse practitioners, CNAs. So supply and demand with blood, I like to think in terms of patient population. The number one patient population that we serve with blood donation, people don't realize that these are oncology patients or cancer patients. They need blood, either red cells, plasma, platelets, different components of the blood, so they can continue to receive their treatment. A lot of times when we think of blood donation, we think of the red stuff, just the red cells. We think in terms of a trauma. We don't think in terms of these treatments, these illnesses that people are experiencing that last a very long time.
Right.
Nor do we think in terms of people who are experiencing maybe a blood disorder. One of the most popular ones that we see a high percentage of here in this part of the nation, sickle cell anemia. These patients need regular, ongoing blood transfusions, blood exchanges. That's just a part of their normal life process for being able to function and be healthy. That's a lot of blood that needs to support one person when you think of somebody who needs blood on a monthly basis for their entire life. And then, of course, surgeries and trauma accidents. Those patients do need blood. And it's not like we have the luxury of saying, oh, somebody's had an accident and now they need these 8 units of this blood type. Because if we had to rely on that, people would be really hurting in the hospitals. Our job is to help make sure that product, that blood is always available to the hospitals before the trauma has happened, before that cancer patient shows up for their regular weekly or monthly treatment, before that sickle cell patient goes in for their regular treatment. So that's one of the things that we try to balance. During the school year, when everything is normal, and I don't know what other word to use right now, but when students are in school, it's somewhere between 25 and 30% of our nation's blood supply comes from high school and college students. And it looks like, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we lost you for just a second there, but you're back.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So about a little over 25% of our nation's blood supply comes from those students. We're in a really precarious time right now where students can't go to the schoolhouse, which means we can't collect blood that we use to supply our hospitals for surgeries and regular treatments. And because of COVID-19, hospitals are having to make determinations. They're having to make decisions like, okay, elective surgeries are on hold. Some people might need to postpone their regular treatment because going to the hospital, they're very immune compromised. And that makes that a little hard. In the summers when school is out, we lose access to blood donations. But we've lost that access to blood donations for even longer than just our normal summer period right now, because all of the students had to leave school very early this year, right?
Right.
And now we're looking at schools going back in some sort of a hybrid or online function here in the state of North Carolina, which means we're going to be going even longer without access to these big blood drives. And this is where we're turning to our communities and coming up with these smaller, more frequent community drives and just saying, hey, please come out. If every eligible donor was willing to donate just twice a year, we would not see blood shortage in the way that we normally see it. And we don't want all of those donors to come out at the exact same 2 times throughout the year.
Right.
So I like what you guys are willing to do for us by those monthly drives, where if somebody can't come this month because they're on vacation or they've got another commitment, we understand. We're going to be here again next month on that 4th Friday. But we sure would absolutely love the support this time so we can see what we can create with this inaugural event.
Well, this inaugural event's going to be awesome. We're excited about it.
Me too.
We hope that people will find us. Many people know where the chamber is, but just from a reminder perspective, we are right next door to the J.E. Broyhill Civic Center in the tall building just to the left as you pull into the parking lot. So we'll do some promotions on Facebook and we'll get this word out. Thank you so much for joining us for this video chat to learn a little bit more, not only about the blood drive itself, but the antibodies. I'm glad Faith asked you all those great questions. You've been so helpful for us to learn more and have a better understanding of this. And I'm looking forward to next Friday, July 24th from 11 to 4. Can't wait to serve our community. And we hope we can hit that goal of at least 35 people to make sure that we have enough blood to serve our community and meet that goal. It's always good to have a goal. So we're excited about the first one, and we're excited about the 4th Friday for the next few months as well. So right here at the Chamber of Commerce, the bus will be in the parking lot. Can't wait to have everybody there. Might have to show up with Barry the Blackberry costume and have some fun and maybe give some elbows to everybody that's showing up. So we want to make sure we take care of people while they're here. Well, Nora, thank you and the Blood Connection and the rest of your team for joining us on this call today and learning a little bit more about what you guys do, and really appreciate what you do for our community.
Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, Faith. May I give one more quick statement about something for people who are going to come out? Okay, so it is summer, and we get dehydrated really easily in the summer. And so there are a few things I'd like to encourage people to do who are going to donate. Number one, start drinking water ahead of time. Start drinking extra water starting about 2 days ahead of time. It's going to help you feel a lot better during your donation. Number two, please make an appointment. I know Faith is going to provide the link in communication to people through the chamber, the different platforms the chamber uses. Making that appointment allows us to help move people through in a much smoother manner. And number three, please remember your face covering when you come out. We do have to think of getting on the bus for blood donation similar to going into the hospital. If you were going in for an appointment or a visit with somebody, we need to make sure we aren't accidentally spreading something that we're all trying very hard to keep from spreading.
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome. Well,
Thank you guys.
We're excited. Thank you so much, Nora. Anything else from you, Faith?
I think that's good. Everything's covered. I just want to thank you, Nora, for your time today and coming out to share a little bit more information about the blood connection and the blood drive here at the chamber with our Caldwell chamber members.
Thank you, guys. You're being very generous with your time. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure. Thank you so much. We'll see everybody out there soon.
Take care.